or or steal things. Worse.
Fight or steal? Okay.
so so my mother teach me very good things, very good values.
Well, we have been talking about your family value, what you learned from your mother, which you just talked about recently, and before that you talked about your relationship with your children and with your own family. Let's move on to your psycho-emotional changes that you went through. Basically, it is about like all the emotional changes that you went through since you were a young adult to now as a mature person. So let's talk about your social relationship. How was your relationship with your own mother? Like, did you have a good relationship? You mentioned that your father abandoned you, so I'm presuming you grew up with your mother?
Yes.
Did you had brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Okay, how was your relationship with them?
With my mother's fine.
Mother's good, okay.
With my two brothers, Mario and Salvador, excellent. My sister Ermila, they're nice. My other two sisters, we have.
So few of your siblings you have some good communication, but few of them you don't like really associate anymore.
Everybody are the same, different way. I'm missing there for a few years, and everybody changed. So you don't see well, like your brothers. You don't see for 2 years. You don't know who they are.
Right.
Now. So
people changes.
People change.
Yeah.
But I didn't say my heart is open for my family, for my brothers, my sisters. They can come anytime they want. There's no problem. But sometimes they have problems, and that's okay.
So were you also like, as you said, at this moment you have some relationship with some of your family and no relationship with some of your family. Was it same when you were growing up in Mexico? Like, or you guys used to live in a big family, like, in a big family, one family?
When my age, I remember when I was 10, I was with my mother only. Nobody else.
Nobody else? Okay.
Everybody else.
Okay, all the brothers and the sisters already got separated by that time.
So we get together when I was 18. So. But then everybody, but only few changed, so no older one.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so it seems like when you're growing up, you grew up in a divided family. Like, your family got divided. Immediate family members got divided.
Yeah. Because I am the little one.
Right. So how's your family relationship with your immediate family, which includes your wife, your children, and your grandkids? How's your relationship with them?
That was okay.
That's okay?
Yeah. Yes.
You guys are like, you guys are all together. It's not like you've...
Of course, no. I don't want I don't take sides from no one. I love everyone. It's equal. So,
okay.
So if somebody complains about me, I don't hear nothing. I just love everyone the same way. I always try to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you talked about before, like, you had a different kind of relationship with your whole family, which is father wasn't there, mother took care of you, and brothers and sisters, they got separated in a very early age. Did that experience affected you in your own relationship with your immediate family? Like, you're older, like, the way you grew up, did it affect you how you are right now? Do you love your family more for it? Do you love your family less for it? Or you feel like it would have been better if my family were separated, like the way I grew up?
It's no affect me at all.
It doesn't affect you?
No, because in that time when I was a kid or teenager, I always think it's normal, I guess. I never thought I have a father. I never, in my mind, when I meet my father, the surprise for me, oh, I have a father, I don't know.
Okay.
So the first time I meet my father, he said, I don't know. I think my mother just made me herself.
So you felt that was normal?
Yes.
Okay.
When my sister and brother leave, I never find it to like meet them again. So that was to me is normal.
Okay.
So when I grown up, I see the situation is.
You see other people.
Yeah, and I say never want to be like my father.
So then you realize it's not normal.
Well,
When you
yes.
saw other people, like, with their own family, with their father, with them, you thought, now, okay, that is normal. Having a mom and a dad in the family is normal.
Yes, yes.
So, did that affect you in your own family? What do you think right now with your own family? Do you think
Made me more strong.
stronger to be with your family?
Oh,
Or
yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So, as a child, you thought not having a father, not having your brothers and sisters together was normal because that's all you saw.
Yeah.
That's all you knew.
Yeah.
However, when you grew up, you saw differently. And that's why you're very close to your own family. You want to
Yes,
make
correct.
sure that your children has a father figure.
Oh,
You're-
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So another way of saying the way you grew up did change how you see your family nowadays.
Yes.
Okay. In a obviously, I believe in a positive way, like the way you
Yeah,
think it's
and
positive.
I go never live in my wife or my family for no one day.
Okay.
Never. No even something happened in Mexico or nothing. Or nothing at all. I have no time for them. This is my family. I have to stay with.
So that made you feel like your family is priority. Your immediate family is a priority.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Because they can find me. They can find everybody.
Throughout the whole conversation, you have been here and there. You have been talking about the way you grew up. It changed a lot of emotionally. What are the emotional changes are we talking about? Like, you talked about many emotional changes. Emotion means different things, like where you used to be very angry before, nowadays you're not that angry, or you used to be more like, like close-knit, like, you used to stress a lot about different things, nowadays you do little stress. What are the emotional changes that you talked about? What is the difference between Albert Vitella, Mr.
years
Vitella now,
before?
or 4 or 10 years before?
4 years before, I protect my wife and my family. It's the right thing to.
Protection of the family.
Yes,
Okay.
it's what it made me mad. Only when somebody like noisy, or I'll call the police for this and that because think I have my right. But sometimes things not get right. Sometimes it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I defend my family that way. So no matter
So
what.
anytime your family was in threat of any
Yeah.
kind of threat,
Oh,
it doesn't
yes.
have to be a big threat, but even any kind of threat that used to make you mad. How mad are we talking about? Have you ever done anything violent out of that madness in your younger years?
Of course
No?
no.
So like, it just like, deep inside you just used to feel that it makes you mad.
I don't know hurt nobody.
You didn't want to hurt nobody, but it made you feel mad, like,
I don't remember.
not happy.
No.
How is it now? Like,
Because
does
I
it-
remember when I was in trouble myself in
Mm-hmm.
my early age. I traveled all borders in Mexico. It never happened, nothing to me. Nothing maybe.
crossing borders, okay.
Oh yes, all over there, all the borders. And I know every, even the jail.
So it used to take a lot of risks.
Oh
like, when you
yes,
were
but
young.
the long my stomach is full, I say, I don't care who's complaining.
So there is a big change in you, like, when you were like, young and what is now. You used to take a lot of risk, but nowadays you don't take a lot of risk.
Well, I take risks, but
not like
by
that.
planning good.
Planning. So you do more planned activity than
Yes,
just,
before
just
I
taking a risk.
No, before I take a risk, I planned that before.
Okay.
No, I don't use no good. No, at all. I do everything in the daytime. I do nothing in the nighttime. I always tell people where I'm going and where they can find me. It's a plan. When I
Okay.
cross the border, always
So you became more responsible. Like,
Right away.
you're very responsible. You
When
let
I-
everybody know where you're going,
Oh,
how
yes.
long you're gonna be.
when I would feel like in danger,
Uh-huh.
I approach to the police right away. Even United States or Mexico at the time, I said, I
Okay.
need help.
Okay, so you let the proper authority know, and
Oh,
if there's any
yes.
problem or something like
Oh,
that,
yes.
you make sure, like, there is okay.
So they appreciate that.
So like, so that's a very good change. But let's say going back to that, like, that used to make you mad, like, used to make you not like, violent mad, but mad. But same thing happens nowadays. Is that gonna make you like the same mad, or you're gonna be like not as mad but upset?
Well, you know, they upset. You know, always at home. Always
Okay.
at
So
home.
did you calm down a little bit
Oh,
than
yes.
before? So okay, so emotionally you're more relaxed now. You're calmed down. You look at the problems like you're emotional. You have better control on your emotion. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Well, 10 years ago, when my son gave divorce, and I feel sure that I'm gonna fix that.
Okay.
But sometimes I was think too much, and because only me fix the problem in the time, and up to now. But because I think I always be strong, and it just come memories because I plans how to do it. That's what I think is why I'm still here.
Better planning, like you plan things
Like
out.
was I was kid.
You're not as emotional like before, but you're more of like a planned
I think I learned
person.
when I plan things, I learned them from the way I grown up
Okay.
in the mountains. I
you
always
grow-
plan to go to the mountains, walk in the lake or fishing, or always plan. Or when I swim, and always plan where I want to swim.
Okay.
So it's I think they comment when I was a kid.
So okay, the planning was always in you, but nowadays
Yes.
you're using it more, like
Of course.
how to deal with your everyday life.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Well, in that case, like I mean, let me ask you my last question. How satisfied are you with your life? Like how like throughout your whole childhood and your whole family came out. How satisfied are you? Are you satisfied with what you have right now? What your children have right now? What your grandchildren have right now?
I'm very satisfied.
You're very satisfied.
Oh yes.
Are you satisfied on them or what you did for them?
I'm satisfied in both. And
In both ends?
oh yes, because my son is here.
So basically you're telling me like, you're satisfied with what you have around you and how things turned out for everybody.
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Oh yes.
Well, you do like a very happy person to me. Like, you know what, I had the opportunity to meet your wife and I can see that you have a very close-knit family. However, you do talk about some changes, but as you said, you didn't have any big changes from your teenage years to now. But how about the small changes you talked about, for an example, the emotional changes, how you plan things nowadays more than how you used to do it when you were young. Nowadays, you control your emotion a little bit more. So, which was like, really helpful. It was not only helpful for my class project, it was also helpful for me to something to look forward to and to, at the end, to become a happy adult like you. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for everything, and thank you.
And I push on my eyes and the universe and air, colors and everything can see around. That's why it's made me so happy.
I'm happy for everything. Thank you.